Guys, so this is gonna be my first PC build. As you can see, I am missing the graphics card. That's gonna be coming soon. It's gonna be a 1050 Ti GTX NVIDIA graphics card. It's not really for gaming, it's more for work, but this processor is a Ryzen 7 1700, which does not include integrated graphics. It's going to be paired with a TOMAHAWK B350 motherboard from MSI. And then we got, for the main storage, 500 gigabytes of 860 EVO SSD. This is VNAND SSD 64 layer. We got Viper 2x4 gigabyte kit, total of 8 gigabytes, 3000 megahertz. And that's the RAM we're going to be using. Nothing too flashy, just a heatsink, no RGB, that's fine. And then for the power supply, we got a CX450 power supply. It's got those cables. It's not modular, but this case is going to go with it, which has like a little compartment to hide the power supply essentially. And this is a DIYPC. DIY TG8BR. You're gonna see it's really nice. And then we got the keyboard there that I purchased as well. And yeah, we're gonna get this started, guys. So right here I'm removing the case. This is a DIYPC case, BR8 with red LED fans, 3 of them. And I'm going to be placing the IO shield first because they say that many people forget this step. Right here I'm going to be placing the processor into the socket. This was honestly the scariest part because if I was to mess this up, there goes $200 with a bent pins, or having to deal with a bent pin, which I really didn't want. I'm removing the retentions. It's the screws that attach to the back plate, because with the Wraith Stealth you have to remove those plastic pieces there. And right now when I place a cooler on, it was actually pretty difficult to place it there because the screws have a spring. So with the screwdriver I had to press down on the screws really hard so that they can reach the threads in the back plate so that it can screw down. But I was able to get that done. Right here I'm placing some risers into the case since it didn't come pre-installed for this ATX motherboard. When placing the motherboard into the case, I recommend you lay down the case so that it's easier to install. Earlier I was trying to install it while the case was upright, which was way more difficult. Right here I'm placing the power supply into the shroud. I'm doing some cable management before I place other components in, such as a graphics card. I had already gotten it at this point, but I think the cable management is the important thing so that the computer looks good, especially with the clear panel. It's a tempered glass panel. And then right here I'm placing the SSD. The only place I can put it is somewhere in the back, unfortunately. I really did want to put it in the front, but there is no space with this case. So we've connected almost everything now. And we just gotta get the graphics card. It's gonna go there. And we have to remove this shield, maybe 2 of them. So we're gonna see right now. Right here, I'm removing the expansion slots. They're the ones that are removable and permanently removed. You're not able to attach them back. But something really bad with this case is that the ATX motherboard is really close to the back part where the expansion slots are, and the only way to tear it off is you have to pivot the expansion slot in a certain way where it was actually hitting one of the capacitors for the sound, where I almost teared it off the motherboard, but thankfully I was able to get it out. Okay, the moment of truth, guys. I have everything connected. Please work. Well, I gotta turn it on. Oof. Turn it on. Okay, power on. There we go, guys. Let's see if the screen goes on. So far, so good. Yeah, I'm getting an error code. Okay, I guess it's going through all the codes. I don't know what code it's giving me. It's not working. I'm going to turn this off. So after some technical difficulties, the debug errors stopped appearing. And the issue was that that computer, well, that screen has the old VGA display ports. It's these, which I'm actually going to disconnect. So it's these, and because this processor doesn't have an integrated graphics, I guess the only way is to connect it to the video card. So I had to get a HDMI, which this one doesn't have that old school display port. So I had to get a HDMI. And I didn't have a display, you know, I'm waiting for Black Friday to get the actual display monitor with, you know, a more modern port. This is the thing though, I had to use my TV, so, you know, we're waiting for it to install. It looks pretty nice. I'm kind of concerned because that's a little static. I don't know if you can hear that. But hopefully once we update the drivers, it turns off. So we're gonna, I'll show you guys then. So here's the computer. You're gonna take off the tape. Oh shit, that thing zapped me. So be sure once you take this off, touch ground, because that thing zaps. Oh my gosh, I'm kind of scared. Oh shit. I think I'm gonna just like peel a little bit and then touch it. Okay. 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 Alright. Look how clean. And there it is. Pretty cool. So here's the setup. RGB keyboard, mics, in this case the speakers, bass, webcam, C930E, the computer. I installed a Gigabyte, no, actually an Asus Bluetooth and wireless Wi-Fi in the back. You can see the cables probably. You can see Ryzen sticker, Viper sticker. Go cool. And that's it, guys. See you guys next time.